In sunny Zimbabwe, a tale with deep feelings takes root. It grabs the hearts and thoughts of everyone who listens. This is the story of Tambu and Nyasha, two young girls whose lives were molded by the challenges and victories that defined their family and community. Their path, marked by bravery, resolve, and moving moments, shows us important teachings about resilience and the strength of the human spirit. Tambu, also known as Tambu, was born into a family that followed traditional gender roles. Her parents, Menini and Jeremiah, valued her brother Namo's education more than hers. However, Tambu was a sensitive and very smart girl who deeply desired an education. She was unhappy about the restrictions her gender caused and wanted to make her own way. Nyasha, Tambu's cousin, grew up in England and came back to Zimbabwe with her parents, Baba Mukuru and Maiguru. Nyasha was bold, defiant, and had trouble with the conflict between her Western upbringing and her family's traditional expectations. The village where Tambu and Nyasha resided felt a strong impact from the socio-political changes of the era. The Shona culture's clear gender inequalities dictated that women must serve their husbands and families without question. This setting caused both internal and external struggles for the two girls. Tambu's journey started with her resolve to be educated. She cultivated maize to sell to pay for school, showing her business sense and determination. Her brother's death allowed her to go to the mission school, a rare chance for a girl from her situation. Tambu's regard for her uncle Baba Mukuru, who helped with her schooling, showed her obedient and respectful character. She viewed him as almost godlike and was thankful for the chances he gave. Nyasha often challenged the usual customs and her father's control. Her return from England made her a mix of cultures, trying to blend her Western beliefs with Shona traditions. Nyasha's denial to follow these traditions led to serious fights with her father, causing emotional and physical battles. She got anorexia nervosa and bulimia, illnesses that showed her inner conflict and opposition to male dominance. The tale of Tambu and Nyasha reached a high emotional point through several painful events that tested their toughness and spirit. As Tambu advanced in her schooling, she realized her uncle's old-fashioned beliefs restricted her. She saw Nyasha's challenges and her own changing her viewpoint. Tambu learned to question and aim to make her own way, mixing respect for her traditions with a desire to improve. Nyasha's defiance of her father's strict control caused her deep psychological harm. Her eating disorders signaled a call for help and showed her battle with the limiting systems around her. Her forceful removal and damage of colonial schoolbooks were protests against the beliefs that harmed her. The actions of Tambu and Nyasha had a deep influence on their village and families, acting as strong lessons for everyone nearby. Tambu's persistence and success in her studies turned into a light of hope for the young ones. She showed that gender and situations should not limit a person's goals. Her story motivated many young girls and boys to go after their dreams, highlighting the value of learning and critical thinking. Despite her challenges, Nyasha's bravery in defying the usual patterns left a significant effect. Her battle to become independent and her rejection of old gender roles gave strength to other village women. Nyasha's story, though sad, showed the importance of having both respect for culture and personal liberty. The village's change due to Tambu and Nyasha's deeds was clear. Over time, their stories kept influencing the village, causing shifts that would reshape the village's destiny. Tambu's success at the mission school created opportunities she had never thought of. She got a scholarship to go to a famous boarding school in the city, a rare chance for a person from her history. Leaving her village was hard. She felt a strong need to help her family and community, but she also understood that this was her opportunity to create a big effect. In the city, Tambu faced new problems. She found the city life and school work very hard at times. But her willpower and the knowledge from her background helped her keep going. She did very well in school, and her teachers saw her promise. In the village, Nyasha's health was still worrying. Her fight with anorexia and bulimia had hurt her body and mind. But the village, moved by her courage, supported her. Baba Mukoro, understanding how much his daughter was hurting, became gentler and looked for help from traditional healers and modern therapists. Nyasha's recovery advanced, but she started to find comfort in art and writing, using these methods to show her challenges and dreams. Her art, often showing the conflict between old ways and new ways, turned into a strong voice for others who felt the same split. As Tambu and Nyasha traveled their own ways, they stayed linked. Their letters, full of sincere words, turned into a pillar of support and motivation for both. Inspired by her schooling and experiences in the city, Tambu became more involved in activism. She joined groups that supported gender equality and educational reforms, aiming to create opportunities for girls like herself. Tambu's speeches and writings got attention, and she became a key voice in the push for change. One of Tambu's most important achievements was creating a scholarship fund for girls from rural areas. Named to honor her late brother Namo, the fund provided money for girls to go to school, making sure their dreams were not stopped by money problems. Nyasha also found her role in assisting others. Her path to recovery motivated her to help others with similar issues. She established a community center in the village to offer help and advice to people tackling mental health problems. The center turned into a place for cultural sharing, where old customs were honored together with new ideas. Nyasha's activities in the village went beyond mental health. She started programs to teach women and girls various abilities, helping them to be free. Her efforts to link old ways with new ways gained her appreciation and esteem from the people. The influence of Tambu and Nyasha's work reached further than their village, touching other areas of Zimbabwe and even drawing global focus. The village saw an amazing change. Fields that were once empty were now full because of the villagers' hard work. The rivers ran once more, representing the revival of the community's spirit. Knowledge and fairness turned into key principles, with more girls going to school and continuing their studies. The yearly celebrations to honor Tambu and Nyasha's efforts turned into a loved custom. These gatherings had stories, songs, and dances, marking the strength and togetherness of the community. Tambu's work for change and Nyasha's service in the community affected many throughout Zimbabwe. Newspapers and radio broadcasts covered their stories, motivating more people to help. The scholarship fund started by Tambu expanded with money from people and groups who supported their mission. Nyasha's community building set an example for similar efforts in different villages, fostering awareness of mental health and encouraging cultural sharing. Her artwork displayed in galleries highlighted the challenges women in her area face. Tambu and Nyasha left a legacy of bravery, strength, and optimism. Their stories still move new generations, teaching important lessons about the force of resolve and the need to balance old customs with new ideas. Tambu's influence went past her life. She turned into a famous teacher and activist working for gender equality and chances to learn. Her writings with thoughts and ideas on her journey turned into vital reading for students and activists as well. Nyasha's spirit of defiance and resilience stayed alive through her work in the community and art. Her center kept giving help and power to those in need, and her art stayed a strong testament to her challenges and victories. Moral of the story: this enduring story of two remarkable girls offers timeless lessons about never giving up even when the going gets tough. It's a tale passed down through ages that continues touching hearts everywhere with its message of hope. Their stories culminate in powerful events that tested their strength and willpower, making them inspiring figures. As they walk their different paths through life, Tambu striving for better education beyond what she knew before, and Nyasha dealing with health trials back home, they stayed connected through heartfelt letters, giving each other strength. Tambu took what she learned in school to become an activist advocating for equality, especially in education, while Nyasha centered around helping others going through similar mental struggles, as did herself, find support, showing art as an outlet.